Russian President Vladimir Putin met with his top army commanders. Putin traveled by helicopter to the military headquarters in two regions that he claims are now part of Russia. It's his second trip to Ukraine in 2 months. This comes on the day that a Russian court is hearing an appeal from a detained American reporter. Evan Gershkovich of the Wall Street Journal is facing accusations of espionage. The newspaper and the U.S. State Department say those charges are bogus. Yesterday, the U.S. ambassador to Russia visited Gershkovich, and she says that the reporter is strong and in good health. So for more on all of this, let's bring in Mary Alushina, who's joining us now. So, Mary, let's first talk about this court hearing. Gershkovich is still in court right now, I think. What do we know about this appeal?
Hi, Anne-Marie. Yeah, he's currently in this hearing. It's held behind closed doors. So far, we only saw essentially a glimpse of him standing in a glass box when reporters and photojournalists were allowed into the room to take a few pictures, but then they were ushered out because this is a espionage case, and all of these proceedings are usually very, very secretive, so there's not going to be a lot of information, but we should hear in the next hour whether this appeal will be satisfied or rejected. Usually the legal practice with these kind of cases in Russia is not very positive. Usually those kinds of appeals are rejected because he's essentially appealing his detention. So he would be probably looking to get some sort of other form of detention, not being in the affordable prison, which is very notorious for its harsh condition, but at least getting a house arrest. But that's not very likely as far as we know now.
Yeah, especially because the charges are espionage charges. Do we have any further details about the nature of the charges, what he's accused of doing?
So the Russian FSB, the security service, alleges that he was trying to get secretive information about Russian arms companies in the city of Yekaterinburg, where he was on a work trip, and sort of that constitutes, in their mind, these espionage charges. He and his employer and the U.S. government are saying this is not true. He was there on a routine reporting trip. And also a few hours before this hearing started, actually, the person he interviewed, the local activist, was also detained in Yekaterinburg. The officials raided his apartment, kind of slammed him to the floor, handcuffed him. Officially, they're not making a link to Gershkovich's case, but this person was one of the first people who notified Wall Street Journal and the world that Gershkovich went missing when he was detained, and he was also interviewed by him. So this is all very again, they're kind of suspicious about what this activist is going to be, where he's going to be in the next few days and hours, and whether he's going to be arrested on any sort of similar charges.
Listen, Mary, before we let you go, we've learned that a vocal critic of Vladimir Putin, Vladimir Kara-Murza, has been sentenced to 25 years in prison. What's the reaction been to news of this sentence, and what does this say about Putin's grip on power?
Well, I think this signals that there's really no space in Russia anymore for any kind of criticism or dissent. Kara-Murza is a very famous and prominent journalist, activist, politician. He's been opposing Vladimir Putin for years. And this sentence, the sentence of treason, and he was also accused of cooperating with a undesirable organization in Russia, which is, a think tank. And this is the harshest sentence so far handed to a war critic in Russia. And this is likely not the last case that we're going to see with such really harsh penalties that are targeting opponents of Vladimir Putin.
All right, Mary, thank you very much.